there are things coming down the pipeline on the artificial intelligence front that are just going to make your hair stand on end within the next year. I don't know what sort of technological revolution this is. Gutenberg press level? This is a big deal. Giants are going to walk the earth once more, and we're going to live through that, maybe.
OpenAI is a conversation. I don't know how much you're following ChatGPT or not.
No.
In 6 weeks, these guys have gone from zero in valuation to now being a $29 billion company, give or take.
Okay.
In 6 weeks. It took Facebook 2 years to get to 1 million users. It took Instagram 2 years to get to 1 million users. It took Pinterest 5 months to get to 1 million users. It took Angry Birds 34 days to get to 1 million users. It took ChatGPT 5 days to get to 1 million users. Every other hour when you're on ChatGPT, the website's shut down because of the amount of activity. So this is kind of like the best explanation is you go to a library. Google is, I like to read books on the subject of the Big Bang Theory. Here's 273 books. Versus this one, you go to this library and say, I would like you to write a paper for me in 7th grade level, 1,000 words on the Big Bang Theory. No problem. In 10 seconds, here's your paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what this thing does.
Yeah. I see AI as a helpful tool when you can't otherwise get something done as well as you could, but not as a replacement for your own learning. I don't see that.
You think AI will ever replace you?
Some tasks of mine, for sure.
What can you do that AI in the future won't be able to replace?
It's possible that AI will replace everything about me. That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
However, tomorrow I might go to the Bahamas and meet someone new. That person might give me new insights in my life. I will have new thoughts because of that experience than the AI had. So the AI will be frozen with whatever was my last published searchable content on the internet. New ideas are not yet online. So I'd like to see AI invent new understandings of the laws of physics. I haven't seen that yet. You could tell AI to paint something in the style of Van Gogh of this scene, and they'll do it. But you can't tell AI to be Van Gogh in the first place. It can ape the style of Van Gogh because it has data on that. It doesn't have data on something that hasn't happened yet. This painting had not happened before he painted it, and his entire style of painting had not really happened. Yes, it's impressionist, but his is distinct. Is the AI going to give me something distinct that no one has happened yet that isn't aping anybody else's style? Maybe that day will come, and maybe we'll praise it, but that we're not there yet.
So this AI system, it's a general language processing model. I asked it, this is what I asked it to do. I said, write me an essay that's a 13th rule for beyond order, written in a style that combines the King James Bible with the Tao Te Ching. That's pretty difficult to pull off, you know? Any one of those things is hard. The intersection of all three, that's impossible. Well, it wrote it in about 3 seconds, 4 pages long, and it isn't obvious to me, for better or worse, that I would be able to tell that I didn't write it. Someone gave it an SAT, by the way, and it scored about as well as the average student in a well-functioning public university. So that's how smart it is. So that's basically an IQ test. Okay, so now we have an AI model that can extract a model of the world from the entire corpus of language. All right, and it's smarter than you, and it's going to be a hell of a lot smarter than you in 2 years. So you can get ready for that too. But it's not that smart yet because it's just a humanities professor at the moment. But the new AI systems will be able to extract out patterns from the world itself, from images and so forth, and then be able to test their linguistic constructions against the world, and so they'll practice just like scientists. And the most advanced models are going to use text and image and action as well. And all of that's going to come down the pipes within the next year.
We do have to worry about what the future is going to look like. When we say, well, ChatGPT doesn't know what it's saying, it's not conscious. We know it's not conscious because it's not programmed to have a consciousness. We are actually ignoring the other half of the story, which is that we don't know how human consciousness works, and we don't know how it develops in a child, right? A child is exposed to a world of adults talking around them, and the child experiments first with phonemes and then words and then clusters of words and then sentences. And by doing something that isn't all that far from what ChatGPT is doing, it ends up becoming a conscious individual. And so I think it's clear that ChatGPT isn't conscious. It couldn't be. But it isn't clear, to me at least, that we are not suddenly stepping onto a process that produces that very quickly without us even necessarily knowing it.